British Bill of Rights, get the Rwanda plan back on track? And why, oh why, hasn't Boris cut taxes already? Well, with me now is the Conservative MP for Buckingham, Greg Smith. Greg, thank you very much for your company. Do you actually think on that point, on the Rwanda point, do you think the ECHR is necessary and correct in Britain? Because I don't know about you, I find it offensive, this idea that we need a European court to hold Britain's hand and drag it across to laudable things like human rights and all these rights and protections that we have long championed throughout our history.
Absolutely. There is no question in my mind that it is deeply unacceptable for any policy that a government, a democratically elected government, has passed through the British Parliament to be adjudicated on by a court overseas. And the European Court of Human Rights did just that last week, absolutely walking all over a British law that was passed just a few months ago through our sovereign parliament, that had equally been tested through multiple tiers of our domestic courts and been found to be fine, to be okay, and then turning around and telling us that we can't save lives in the English Channel under the auspices of human rights. That is absurd to me. That is a position that we simply have to change. And I want to make sure that in the Bill of Rights that hopefully is going to come before Parliament very soon, we can equally lock in that only a British court can adjudicate over British matters.
Greg, a lot of people watching this show write in to me and say things like, well, Darren, look, time and time again, I vote for parties that say they're committed to border controls and reducing the numbers of people coming here. But time and time again, I don't get what I want. And they're really frustrated, Greg. Are you hearing that in your patch?
Absolutely. I've had many emails and doorstep conversations to that effect. And I think we've got a good way of the job done. We have left the European Union. That is a fundamentally good thing to do when it comes to having the ability to control our own borders. But the hangover here is the way that the Convention on Human Rights and the European Court of Human Rights operates. And of course, those on the left, those that want to sneer at this, will always say, oh, you just want to trash human rights. Not true at all. What I want to see happen is us to protect human rights, to get the absolute best legislation we possibly can that is entirely focused on ensuring that UK citizens and anybody in the United Kingdom has the best protections on their human rights. But that is adjudicated solely and only by British courts.